Hey, everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Filiatos. And this week, very, very special guest. He is the Dominican Dominator, Arnold Classic champion. I believe he's in the IFBB Hall of Fame. If not, he will be eventually. Please welcome Victor Martinez.
Hey, Vic, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome to the show. Yeah, hello, Vic. What's up, brother? No, thank you for coming to my show. We have a friend in common, John the Greek. And he made us, he introduced us in Columbus last year. Actually, was almost 365 ago when we met at the Hilton when Chad Nichols appeared in order to have a look at you the day before the show with his son, and I introduced myself to him. So yes, I've been a fan of yours, of course. And besides, 2007, I think was your best year by far. You were the Arnold Classic winner and the runner-up to the Olympia, and according to most of the people, you were robbed. To Jay, you know, this day you look phenomenal. But anyway, of course,
I mean, to be robbed is for you to have it already, you know.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Technically.
I think you're a New York City boy, right? You live in New York.
He's from Washington Heights. Victor, can you hear us? Yeah.
That broke so bad. He said, up in New York City, Dr. froze on me.
Yeah, he was asking if you're from New York City. He was confirming, but yeah, you're actually from a neighborhood that's produced a few bodybuilding champions, Washington Heights, I believe, right?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in New York City by way of, you know, Dominican Republic. So I grew up in little Santo Domingo, which is Washington Heights, right off the George Washington Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's probably one of the most gentrified neighborhoods right now in New York City.
Wow. Do they have a Whole
How
Foods?
things over there? The gyms are open, mask-free, or how things are over there? The restaurants? I think you own a restaurant once upon a time.
Forget the restaurant. Let's talk gyms.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think I stopped going to the gym since the pandemic. I said, you know what, if my friend opens, I'm gonna go. And he opened the gym in April while all the gyms were closed, and I was happy I was able to work out. I said, if I'm gonna get COVID, I'm gonna get it. You know, I mean, I wasn't careless. I wasn't being, you know, just careless to be around my family, around my friends. It was just one of those things that the government was ill-informed.
Lost him again.
For myself and take care of my family, and that's what I did. Go to the gym, work out, and stay healthy.
Yeah. You need a mask in all the gyms over there right now, correct?
Where I was working on, no, we did not wear a mask. I did not want to wear a mask. And it's one of those things where I'm like, if I don't wear it and you tell me to wear it, I'll punch you in the gut.
Wow.
Rick, now are you officially retired from last year? So what are your plans? You still have a contract with BPA, with MHP, I think.
Yes, we're MHP. Yes, we're MHP. You know how it is. We work out so our wheels fall off. You know, I mean, retirement is. I'm still working out. I'm still training. I'm still trying to, you know, look my best. As far as the stage, they want the. As far as the stage, they want the new guys, you know, and for you to go back, you're going against the grain. You're going against these new guys who are reaching their peak. You're just basically putting yourself out there to kind of prove, like, yes, you're over 40 and you're still competitive, and you could be close to somewhat to a Dexter Jackson, but not really. You know, nobody can be a Dexter Jackson, you know. Yeah. And to compete and just to step on stage and not really be in the winning circle, for me personally, I think it makes no sense unless I'm doing it just to have fun, you know?
I remember last year, I mean, I was in your room. We were 3 feet apart, and your muscle maturity was phenomenal. I never saw an Olympia competitor that close, apart from Brandon Curry in 2019. So it was exceptional, even though you're 45 plus. Fantastic muscle bellies, round, excellent separation, this 3D pop, just like the Phil Heath. Now, are you intending to coach somebody and, have your own athletes?
I have coach athletes, but it's just been, a lot of one-hit wonders. And again, I don't really, will mention their names because it was kind of those things where I say, I'm going to train you and I'm going to see what kind of athlete you are. And on top of that, more what kind of person you are. And after once they get that prize, once they get that first, they just become different people. So that's why they become one-hit wonders. And I don't continue working just because they're good athletes,
Victor,
At the end of the day, I like working with good athletes and good people.
did you turn any of these people pro, Victor?
Yes.
And then they were, so that's when they became a big deal after that in their head. So
Well, it was pro, and then do an interview, who helped you, and they never mention you. So it's like, okay, you have no honors, so I move on. But again, I'm not here complaining because I never mentioned this before, Ron, ever.
No.
And I still won't, because I did it for the athlete. And regardless of how they are as a person, I will not call them out, because again, this is a learning game. It's a learning process, and you have to be an adult and be like, okay, I didn't know you were like that, but now I do, and now I make my choice not to continue training you, and that's all you can do.
Yeah. Wow.
Vic, as far as I know from last year, you told us with John the Greek that you were the connection, the link between Ramy and Chad. You introduced them in your show.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So thanks to you, now Ramy is the new Mr. Raw.
Wow. That's right.
Well, it was one of those things where Ramy came to New York City. I had him come over to guest pose in my show, and had Ramy, I think we got him half the restaurant, food. He's just a big guy. He needs a lot of attention and a lot of food. And one of the things that got to me was his unsureness of what show to do, who to work with, and trying to make that match, trying to make that next move. And I went to his hotel room. I speak too honest sometimes, to a point that I forget who's in the room. And there's a lot of people just like, they're like bitches, a lot of guys are more bitches than bitches, and speaking to Ramy as honestly as I could, I just basically told them, this is what you have to do, and I tell you, if you want to work with somebody, I can only speak, for myself and my opinion on Chad. If you work with Chad on your first show, I'm going to tell you right now, you might not win it. But by the second show, he's going to really, really get to know you, and you are going to win. And the Olympia was the second show.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Until I didn't realize that, George, until you said that. I didn't know that Victor was the one that introduced Ramy. I knew Victor had him over for the show. Was it the fall of 2019? Was one of your Victor Martinez classics? Was that the show?
Yeah, it was 2019, and then Chad said, "Hey, Ramy's with you. What do you think Ramy has a coach?" And I said, "Look, Chad, I'm thinking about doing the Arnold 2020, and I'll talk to Ramy. If he goes with you, then you'll have to prep me as well for 2020." So that was
nice.
Deal.
That was the barter,
Wow.
Yeah.
Vic, back in 2007 at your best, who was your coach?
It was Chad. It was Chad, yeah.
2007?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. We started 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2006 was Chad, and I think we did the Arnold. It was like maybe, I think I like third or something, third
And you
place.
took a
and
break
then,
in 2008, and then you came back 2009 Olympia.
yeah, it was literally a break.
Oh.
You know.
And then when you got your arm broken, arm wrestling?
His
Oh,
knee.
that was
his
the knee. That was the knee.
Hey, it's hard to keep track with all the stuff that's happening, Victor.
But he
I
was
know, trust me, man. And I'm not even a stunt man, you know.
Should have been, man.
he was
I
able
know.
to come back after a torn knee. Only Branch Warren managed this. You know, it's crazy.
Well, Branch tore the
Yeah,
quad.
yeah.
Victor tore the meniscus, right?
A patella.
It was a patellar tendon. Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah. I was hoping it was a meniscus, but you know, I don't get what I want. You know, I actually never get what I want. You know,
I have a question about the Olympias because you were a victim of what I saw happen many times at the Olympia, where Mr. Olympia could be off and he still kept the title. I saw that happen with Lee Haney when I was a kid. I saw it happen with Dorian. I saw Ronnie, Jay, and it happened with Jay with you. But in the past few years, I think the judging has become a lot more honest in a way. I shouldn't say that because it wasn't like it was dishonest before, but it's the best man wins on stage. Yeah, I gotta be careful.
Fair play.
The judging has become a lot more, let's say
I like
daring,
that, Ron.
because
You already said it, Ron. That's
I
you
know,
said
shit.
it.
Edit that out. So we saw Phil Heath lose the Olympia to Sean Roden, and you could have easily still given it to Phil, because I've seen Mr. Olympias look even worse than he did there and still keep the title. Then we just saw Brandon lose the title against Ramy, and Brandon looked pretty good. I don't think, people would have booed because that was the best Ramy I've seen in a very long time. But still,
Yeah.
do you think the judging is shifting where they're not afraid to let the best man win, even if Mr. Olympia is standing right next to him and he's off his game?
I mean, I think the doors were opening for Ramy since he first stepped on stage in the 2003 Night of Champions.
13,
yeah. New York City.
No, you were-
13, yeah.
I think you were next. You were next
Oh,
to him.
New
the
York
next-
Pro, New York Pro,
Yeah.
New York Pro, New York Pro.
Were you in that show, or you were just in the 20? I know you were in the.
Yeah, I was
2014.
there. Yeah, I was in 2013. Yes, that was his basically his first pro show.
Yeah, and you were
Yeah,
second.
that was his pro debut. Yeah, I was second.
You were
So
second.
yeah, so Ramy was destined to be where he is now. He was not only is he a great athlete, not one person has one bad thing to say about Ramy, unless he said no to them because it was a business or a personal decision. And if they get angry because of that, screw them. Too bad for them. But at the end of the day, Ramy, people get along with him. He's very likable, and on top of that, all the muscle, and he just one of the coolest bodybuilders. So I think they rolled out the welcoming carpet for him since day one. So it was one of those things where, was I surprised that he won last year? Not at all. I mean, so Brandon could have done whatever, anything, and it wasn't going to go to Brandon, unfortunately, or even Phil.
I think it was just a matter of time for Ramy to peak in his conditioning and his separation, because he had all the mass of the world. It was just not an issue to lose some mass. He had more mass than other guys, and dropping down from 300 pounds would still be the biggest guy of all. It was just about this fine conditioning.
Yeah,
but all that muscle he has. I mean, the conditioning he bought was good enough for him to be the best. But that's the challenge, being that big, and that's why today I think Ronnie was still the biggest guy with the best condition to history with that size.
Yeah.
Well, even compared to Ronnie.
No, Ronnie right now, it's. If you actually compare weight to weight, I don't think anybody's matched Ronnie's condition.
Yeah, the maturity of Ronnie was supreme, though.
Yeah, yeah, the maturity. So Ramy again, he's still young. He's still young. So
Victor, because you weren't a small guy. You won those shows at around
245.
250 or more, somewhere around that range, right?
52.
252.
That was up.
And you had crazy detail, muscle maturity, deep separation. I still want to see that with Ramy, and I don't really see that all throughout the body, the physique.
I know.
Some areas I'm like, man, where is that? Do you think, I know he hasn't been training that long. He really hasn't. I think when he turned pro, he'd only been training for like or when he won that New York Pro, I think he was like 2 years into training, something ridiculous like that. Do you think he's going to get that look that people like you and Ronnie had eventually? Or is he
I think he is. Yeah. I think he is, and his only protocol, and I'm sure Chad is telling him, and Dennis James is telling him, just stop chasing the size.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he stops chasing the size, he's just gonna get this unwanted muscle dysmorphia that happens to everyone who chases size. And one false move, one bad injury can collapse a nerve, and he'll basically be finished before he even started,
Wow.
So it's that fine line, right now he's in a good place, but if he keeps trying to squat, like a power lifter, lift like a power lifter, and do bodybuilding, it's just that one injury.
He's already had one shoulder surgery that we know of.
Yeah, so that already one. So another one, just every injury you get in the sport of bodybuilding is one injury that's going to set you back, And you saw that going out with Dorian Yates. It got to a point that he couldn't continue based on injuries,
Yeah. I have to go back. Victor, you said you retired. Did you ever officially announce that? Because this is the first I've heard, really. I mean, I assumed you might come back.
No, I mean, I never officially announced it. It's just, they were saying it so much. I'm like, I am, so it was, yeah, I didn't get the whole spectacle, Dexter and the nice, boom and explosions and what have you. And I think Johnny Jackson retired and then he came back and he had a nice little intro. But no, I just kind of, they retired me.
I mean, you still look like you stay in such good
shape. I'm staying in shape. That's it, Ron. I stay in shape, and it's one of those things where I come back and who knows? I mean, but is it a priority to compete, step on stage? Not at all.
What other things are you've always had all kinds of other things going on. What are you filling your days with now? How do you keep busy when you're not contest prepping anymore?
Oh, I have a few special clients I help, change lifestyle changing, obviously not bodybuilders, but business professionals, and working on a training app so I don't have to keep giving out programs all over social media. Some people ask, and you can only do so much based on volume. So the app will help me with that, part, and also the ebook that should be finished already and out by April.
Yeah. Where can people find out about all this stuff? Your Instagram?
It'll be on my Instagram, MHP Strong USA. You can get the ebook. Again, it's gonna be everything from arms, any weak points, strong points, compound exercises, supersets. I mean, in-home training, you name it. And it's again, it's sort of pandemic-proof type workout.
Dominican Dominator on Instagram, everybody. 630,000 followers. I can imagine how many messages you get every day. Oof.
The day Victor tagged me in his post, I had 100 followers within 1 hour.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. No, but it's great. And also, I don't know, I'm helping a friend of mine build his gym in DR. We're gonna call it Nítido Fitness.
Niki what?
Nítido.
Nítido, what's that mean?
It's like sharp in English.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, you should say it, Ron. Come on, Nítido.
Nítido?
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? I always wondered, Dominicans, do they have a word? Because Cubans say coño all the time. Puerto Ricans always say huepa. What do Dominicans have any word like that?
No. They both use coño and huepa. It's the same. Yeah. They all do. They all say my food is better than yours, and yet they're all rice and beans.
True. You know what? I was watching Beat Bobby Flay, not because I wanted to, because that's what the wife was watching. And they challenged Bobby Flay, the chef, to make their favorite dish, and it's a competition. And this Puerto Rican woman made mofongo. And I said, wait a minute, I thought that was only a Dominican food. It's like a plantain lasagna, right? Mofongo?
Yes.
Did Ramy get any of that when he was in town?
We all interchanged. No. Ramy got his crew to bring him food. I think he must have had at least 30 different freaking food trays.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And I think he probably ate half of that, but Ramy was taken care of. Definitely there wasn't no how do you say, shortness of that,
Yeah. So are you still putting on shows this year, or are you holding off until this COVID thing's all done?
I want to see what happens with the university where I host my show, the Legends.
Yeah.
Based on the openings, because I think New York and Massachusetts are like one of the slowest states that are opening.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I don't want to jump into promotions, and I don't know, is there going to be another peak or whatever? Or I don't know. I'm just going to wait till the theater says, yes, we'll open, and then start promotions. I mean, I'm hoping to hear about it by next couple of weeks, actually.
I'm curious. So in the DR, Dominican Republic, is the whole country open, or are they pretty much locked down too?
They're open. They just have early night curfew, I think, to like 9 or 10.
But no mask in restaurants, all that good stuff.
They announce it. They're not so strict on it.
I know.
It's not like Colombia. I think they'll tie you up and shoot you in Colombia. So, no.
They're gonna do that to you in Colombia anyway. But
yeah.
Just got all the Colombians mad.
Yeah, it's a little overkill in some places and the others. So it's like one of these divided pandemics,
Yeah.
I mean, because the virus is so weak and yet strong for some people. So people have like little or no respect for it. So I mean, what can you do, Ron?
What about are you getting the vaccine, or are you not gonna bother?
I mean, if it makes you sterile, I'll take 10 of them.
You got 6 kids or 7? 6, right?
Yeah, 6.
I think you need one more.
One more.
I remember
7's lucky. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember you had an exceptional aesthetic physique with small joints, and it was really impressive your side poses because of your supreme thigh sweep, your quads and your biceps, and your tiny midsection, your triceps and your side chest. But your notorious pose when you flex your midsection in the double biceps, and actually there is a Greek IFBB competitor, Chris Pistolas, who is copying you in his pose like this. Okay, and gives you the illusion of a tiny midsection and the detail.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see it. I gotta see where he is.
I would say that's
Make sure he's doing the pose right.
I'd say, Victor, if you have a signature pose, would you say it's that one? It's the front double where you get that twist?
Yeah.
That's
Actually, thought about it in my balcony in my old place. I think it was August. I think about a month out from the Olympia.
Yeah.
After once I got the routine, I said I don't have a signature pose. It's like somebody has one or another. And Jay came out with the stomp.
Yeah.
Dexter had straps to last forever. And it's just Kai has his handstand and just
Yeah, I mean, that's not many people know that, but you actually grew up with a lot of those guys, Kai, Caprice Murray. It was you're all basically in the same neighborhood, right?
Yeah. Grew up in New York City, man. It's Johnny Black's gym.
Arm wrestle for from lunch money or something?
That's high school.
That was high school? Okay.
Who's the other?
Arm wrestling didn't land too well. Juan Morel, yes. He's definitely one's from the Bronx. We all grew up pretty much only within a couple of miles from each other,
Yeah. What do you think about all those cookies, man? That cookie dealer has gone big time.
He is doing great. He deserves it. His wife is a hard worker.
Karen, yeah.
Juan's a hard worker, and it's just great when you see something like that happen that has nothing to do with bodybuilding. You know, so when something good happens outside of the bodybuilding world, it's great because you're just not into that. You know, it doesn't, you know, leaves you in that compartment of just, hey, bodybuilding, cookie dealer. Who doesn't eat cookies?
Dude, the last time I talked to you was a long time ago, and you hadn't tried any yet. I assume you tried them now.
Oh, I think he got me a box in the beginning of the pandemic. I think last year, April.
Okay.
And I think we just got another one. I think December. We just got another one.
Those are some big cookies.
They're huge,
dude.
No, I have to eat one cookie. I have to eat it in four pieces.
Really?
Easily.
Come on. Man, my little wife can put down those cookies in like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Victor, how many years do you have a contract with MHP? And is there any chance of seeing you in Europe for seminars, you know, with MHP?
Did you catch that, Victor?
Of course. Anytime you say so. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime you say so. Just, you know, let MHP know. Call Gerard. I can send you his number or the athlete's rep. And of course, I would love to. I mean, any good excuse to go to Greece, I'm there, man. You know.
How long? He asked how long you been with MHP. It's been a long time now, I think.
Yeah, over 10
years. Almost 16 years.
Wow, 16 years. That's in this industry. That's like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Ron, you know that actually, Mike K from Greece had also a contract with MHP when Vic was in MHP already. You know,
wow.
So both of them, yes.
Wow, because for a while it was very hard for a non-Hispanic to be part of MHP. Yeah.
Except I don't hiss and I don't panic, Ron.
You know? What's comedian? I think it was Mencia said, I don't want to be anything with the word panic in it.
Exactly. There you go. More Latino. We go with Latino.
That's right. It was MD Latino, not MD Hispanic. Come on now.
Yeah.
I remember the puddings of MHP. Delicious.
Puddings are great. Yeah, I think I have one right here.
Oh, well, the pudding.
So how you doing, Doc?
I'm fine.
Drive with it, just in case I get stuck in traffic.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so everything's still closed over there? Gyms are open or no?
Yeah, unfortunately, no. Gyms are shut off since November 2nd.
Wow.
You know? I bought a home gym. I paid it $3,000, but it's full packed. Yeah. So we have still quarantine until next week. But people, you know, are getting vaccinated, so perhaps things are getting better eventually. Yeah. I hope that the Arnold Classic will be held in September or I don't know. I mean, the Olympia for sure.
They have it very close to the Olympia this year.
Yeah. We don't know. They haven't said anything officially at all. They want to have it. They want to have it in September. Will it be in September? Would you rather, Victor, have it in September and then have it so close to Olympia, or would you rather see them skip it for this year and just do it in early March like they usually do next year?
I say keep it in March because it's just Arnold is such a show that needs his entire own month, like date, you know, season. Right. You know, the Arnold, the Olympia, always in the fall. Arnold's in the winter, and it's just one of those shows that different experience than the Olympia.
Yeah.
You know, everybody that goes to the Arnold goes to the Olympia. It's just you can't say which one is better. Each one has his different, you know, attributes as to what makes it the best show. And it's, you know, with Arnold, the expo, and it's just I think the best expo in the world.
By far.
And in the Olympia obviously is getting the Arnold caliber athletes plus the prior Olympias, you know.
Yeah.
So
you know, I know you did. There were a few years where you did the Arnold and the Olympia in the same year. So as an athlete, Victor, would you rather just prep once for both shows, and maybe they're 3 or 4 weeks apart? Or were you okay with having one that you had to start prep for in December the year before, and then Olympia usually would start probably around July, I'm guessing. So would you rather
It definitely made it harder. It definitely made it a challenge, but it wouldn't be fair to the guys who are not top 5 at the Olympia, you know, who are getting ready for the Arnold. Yeah. So that will give an edge to the top 5 Olympias. If they make it to the Arnold, you're taken away already from any competitor. So yes and no. I mean, yes, it would be great to do both shows, but no, because I like, you know, the pie to be shared with other athletes who are trying to get to that Olympia stage, you know, in qualifications.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed about you, Victor, is you've always been very generous. You've helped so many other athletes, and you don't talk about it a lot. You don't post about it or anything, but I know from talking to people, you've helped a lot of guys over the years, connected them to coaches, whatever they needed help with, advice. And, you know, it's rare because it's a selfish sport. There's only one person that can win every show. So why, you know, what is it about you? Is it the way you were brought up, or just the kind of person you are that you always felt like, even though these guys are my competition, they're trying to win the same shows as me, I'm going to help them anyway, because that's the right thing to do?
I am my mother's son, you know, and that's how she was. You know, you do it, you can be kind, you know, but once people abuse that kindness and you see it, as kind as I am, I can be an asshole just the same way back.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. So again, you know, what I did, if you appreciate it and I see it, it's really no big deal. I don't want any payback. You don't owe me anything, you know. But when you think I was just supposed to do that for you, then, you know, then that was a freebie, you know. It won't happen again.
How hard was for you to pick twice in 2007 and repeat your exceptional shape in March and in September? This because Ronnie Coleman said it was really nerve-wracking for him, and he almost lost the title 2002 or 2001. Yes.
Very hard. It's very hard. And I think the advantages were given the months apart that we had between the Arnold and the Olympia.
So these 6 months, you bulk, and then you have a cutting phase?
I couldn't bulk too much, and I did have a high rebound. So before the Olympia, we actually started the prep in May. Usually I would start the prep maybe June, beginning of July, but we started in May. We started in May a little earlier because we didn't want to play catch up.
And you have the same body weight in both shows? You were heavier at the Olympia?
No, 252, 252. Yeah, came in at the same weight. Yeah, and it was, but definitely, I would have to say, I had a lot more energy, and I got a little bit more polish for the Olympia, because what I felt I did wrong for the Arnold, 1 was too much cardio, 2 was, you know, too many sets, and 3, training a strong body part twice instead of my lagging body part twice. So I took out the lagging body parts. I mean, the you know, my stronger points, I kept them at once a week, and my weaker points, I kept them at twice a week. You know, so legs was twice.
What were your weaker? I don't remember any weak body parts on you back then, Victor.
Oh, you know, I always have to train legs, you know. So legs, I added twice a week. You know, I did shoulders twice a week. Chest, I kept the ones. Arms, I kept the ones.
Yeah.
You know, so it was one of those things that it balanced itself out, you know. And instead of trying to do everything within 1 or 2 training sessions, now I broke it up into 3 training sessions a day.
Wow. So three times a day at the gym. Good Lord.
Yeah, but so it was morning 1 hour, afternoon 1.5 hours, and then at night it was another hour.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Victor,
no, go ahead. Go ahead, George.
How low would you go in carbs pre-contest?
We were the lowest.
Yeah, well, for 1 week, let's say. I don't know.
Well, the lowest I would go would be 50, and we will push it 50 grams actual carb weight, not the weight of the potato, obviously, but 50 nutritional carbs, which is just enough to process your thoughts, but not enough to go food shopping or, even have sex, it was just not enough.
That was,
But and I would push it for about maybe 3 at 4 days. When we were depleted, we will go back up again to about 150, 200 grams of carbs.
that was with Chad, right?
Yeah, with Chad, yeah.
Different coaches, like I think you worked with Aceto. Did you work with Farah? You've worked with a
Yeah,
few-
yeah. Listen, I say I work with the best of the best. And with each guys, I mean, everything I do, use and prep any athlete, I don't ever train them and give them something to do without referencing.
Awesome.
So I learned this from Chad. I learned this from Victor Munoz,
That is generous of
always
you.
been,
That is generous of you, because all these, wise ass guys, they keep it for themselves and they speak on themselves instead of where they get the source from,
Well, they just say, hey, I know this because I learned it. And listen, you must have read it. You must have saw it. You must have heard somebody, in conversation. And I like giving credit where credit's due, because that's how I'm able to still work out with Charles Glass and in the West Coast, and train in the East Coast with my trainer, Victor Munoz. And how do I train my clients as good as they do? Because I'm learning from the best, I mean, George Farah trained me, and George Farah was, again, and we turned pro together. And who would have known he was going to start prepping me for a show? And what I learned from George is how to compete the healthiest you can, as healthy as you can. Step on that stage without, stepping off that stage and falling apart, So
this sounds kind of controversial because it's an extreme sport, and nobody cares what the fuck are you using. You might as well.
Very extreme. Very extreme, Doc. And you know what? I mean, we have to tell the people, they got to buy your book,
Yeah, thank you.
The good, the bad, the ugly. Listen.
The point is, my friend.
The good, you're looking at that stage.
The flash.
The bad, the bad is what happens, that you have to do to yourself. And the ugly is, man, everybody trying to take you down.
Yeah.
Of all the coaches, don't name names, but did you ever work with a coach who tried to make you use things in quantities that you weren't comfortable with, and you ended up arguing with them about it?
No, I just walked away from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enough
said. But you believe that Chad is the Olympia maker?
Is
the Olympia maker? Perhaps.
I mean, right now, I think he has the record for getting the most guys within that top 5. And people can argue that, but, you're talking about Flex Wheeler, Dennis James, Nasser, Ramy. I mean, Chad is just a very cool guy, always consistent, you can, he's never spoken bad, like Ron said, he's one of those guys who will not speak bad about anybody. He could have an issue with somebody unless, there's somebody trying to come at him like Sean Ray, then he's gonna attack back, Yeah.
If you worked with anyone again, would it be Chad if you compete again?
Again, I mean, I've worked with Chad. I wouldn't say no. For me, it's a learning game. I like to learn something new and see if I can work with somebody that's gonna also show me something else. But I can never say no working with Chad. It's always great working with him. I love being around his kids, his wife, Kim. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to be surrounded by Miss Olympia?
True.
You know, so seeing her and just seeing them and their family, beautiful family. It's just, that's what I like, you know, that's what I like and I love, and that's what I like surrounding myself with.
Yeah, you know what? People don't realize, some people do, but you're really, you spend a lot of time with your family. You are a family man. You have 6 kids now. Do you find that when you were competing, it was harder to spend time with your kids as much as you wanted to? Do you have a lot more time available to be with your family now than you did when you were competing?
Yeah, no, I mean, but when they were younger, you know, they're just babies, you know, you can go out, you can travel, you can, you know, get your job done, you know, kids, they don't remember. Now, the longer you're out from the house, or you don't see them, it's longer for them. They remember that, you know, you haven't seen me, you haven't been around. And so that's why, yes, I do spend more time with my kids. I don't think I spend too much time outside other than the gym.
Mm.
And for that reason, I don't train myself separately than I do my clients. I train with them.
Mm.
So that way I don't have to go on a separate 2 hours just to go to the gym myself, you know? So I train with them and then I'm home and I think one poker game a month, you know? That's my getaway.
One poker
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, once a month, you know, and I think that's enough for me because you know, the old party Sound Factory days, man. I don't think we can recover that fast, man.
You know, I wonder, it's been a long time, but I wonder how many days would it take me to feel like a normal human being again if I did that now?
You know, you need about a week.
In my
You
30s, it
know,
took me 3 days. So now,
a
geez,
lobotomy.
oh, dude, yeah.
Victor, what was your favorite body part to train?
Man, I mean, the beginning, because obviously seeing Lee Haney and Arnold was and Luke Ferrigno was chess.
So
Victor, I want to thank you again for your presence over here. You honor me. And what are your future plans? Are you intend to coach and spend, of course, time with your family, having seminars overseas?
Yes, I think coaching is definitely one of those things I do want to do, which I am doing. But I think I want to definitely also get my own gym. You know, I got to get my own gym back. You know,
what about your
get a
business,
home
your
base.
restaurant? What about your restaurant business?
No restaurant. I've done that. I wouldn't get into another restaurant business. You know what? I would definitely love to have a bar though. I like
Supplement
bars.
store? Supplement store?
No, I'm gonna go straight for liquor.
okay, I'll be there. North Jersey, where are you going to put it?
Yeah. I want a liquor store. That's what I want. I want a liquor store with a gym in the back.
Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Wow. All right. Well, Victor, thank you so much for being part of the show. It's always great to hear from you. Kind of sad that you're sad to hear that you're retired, but man, you had a great run. You're always going to be known as one of the very best of your era. One of the people that we can say, along with Kevin, Sean, Flex, you're an uncrowned Mr. Olympia. You should have won at least one Mr. Olympia title. But you know, your fans around the world they appreciate your physique. You know, you still inspire to this day so many people around the world. You did have that classic look long before there was classic, and you did it at 250 pounds. So not many people can say they had that crazy V shape like you, man. That was nuts.
I think he was the best Spanish of all time. The best Spanish of all time, man. Latino.
Latino. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, thank you. I'll take it, Doc. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
even though you're forgetting the best, which is Sergio Oliva.
Oliva?
Yeah, Cuban. Yeah.
Lee Labrada wasn't too bad either. He was okay.
Yeah. I'll take third. I won't mind.
You're all
according to the titles, you know, Vic is superior to Lee, but anyway, all of them belong to the Hall of Fame.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it, guys.
Muchas gracias, amigo.
Muchas gracias.
No, gracias. All right, Doc. You know,
thank you.
Thank you, everybody over there. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching Ask Dr. Testosterone with special guest Victor Martinez, and we'll see you next time.